slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us today on the 1st of May. We can't sing our song anymore because we can't say it's going to be May. It is May. Yes. So welcome to May. It's going to be beautiful, and hopefully we'll have some nice weather, especially over here on my side. So today we are going to talk about what to expect after delivery. This seems like a very commonly asked question when it comes to surrogates starting or surrogates being already in the process. So we just want to touch on a few things today that may be concerning you or that you may have questions about. But before we get started, we definitely want to give out some shout outs from this week. So Kim, hopefully you could tell us about some good news.
Thanks, ladies, for joining us. Hi to everybody. Yes, we always like to mention our weekly milestones for girls who are going through their journey. So for all the girls that had their transfers this past week, we had Paula, Heather, Brianna, Daisy, and Crystal. We wish you all the best of sticky luck.
Yes.
Yay. Dina was confirmed pregnant, so yay. She had a positive HCG.
Yay, Dina.
Yay. Crystal had her heartbeat confirmation. Woohoo! Congrats to you and your IPs.
Crystal.
And Samantha, she delivered this last week, so congratulations to you and your IPs as well. You guys must be so happy.
Aww.
Yay!
Congrats, Samantha. That's so wonderful. You did such a good job.
You did. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's so nice
to
see you this
Hi,
Tuesday
everyone.
morning.
There are lots of notifications already, so hello to all of you out there.
Yay! And hi, Miss Rebecca. How are you?
Hello, Kim.
Okay,
so let's get started with today. Like I said, we're going to talk about what to expect after delivery. We've just come up with...
We forgot.
What?
I forgot to mention.
What?
Because I was going to keep it with no one looking, but the cool prize we have to give away.
That's right. I totally forgot.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to talk today, clearly, so...
Well, I want to keep it for myself, so. Okay, so look at this cool thing. So we are giving away today this really cool ball. Inside this ball is from Benefit. Inside this ball is some blush, a full-size blush, a full-size highbrow, little brow thing, a full-size professional, and a full-size They're Real. I love that stuff. That's awesome. So comment below today with things that you experienced after delivery or anything that, highlights of your delivery or things that you might have experienced after. So comment below today to win this prize. It's pretty cool. And we'll be sending that out to you.
That's super cool.
Sorry, I got excited too, and I was like, oh, if I don't say anything, I could keep this myself, right?
Right, I need to figure out how to get myself one of those.
Okay, so just comment below.
Yeah, if you have any questions too that maybe we don't go over that you did have concerns about, then feel free to also comment below and we can answer those for you during it. So we'll try to get to everybody during this live video today. So, okay, are we forgetting anything else, Kim, before I get started?
No.
We're good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I just want to talk today. Just one of those days. Okay, so what to expect after delivery. As I was saying before, we just have a few questions that some surrogates had concerns about in the past, and this is a very commonly these are commonly asked questions from the surrogates that we deal with. So like I said, there's only a few. So if there are other questions you have, please comment below. So one of the questions that we get is, am I going to be able to see the baby after I deliver? And will my kids be able to see the baby after I deliver? So per your contract, you will get 1 hour with the baby in the hospital for just you. And depending on your intended parents and your relationship with the intended parents, you may be able to see the baby more than that. A lot of surrogates have great relationships with their intended parents, and they get to see the baby afterwards. Either they'll bring the baby to you or you'll go see the baby. So if you do have a good relationship with your intended parents and you do want to see the baby, you're more than welcome to ask. And a lot of times that they're willing to let you do that. If you feel uncomfortable asking your intended parents if you can see the baby or if they can bring the baby to you, then just reach out to your support coordinator or one of the 3 support coordinators, either Julie, Holly, or Marissa. And they will be more than happy to speak with your intended parents and see if that's something that they'd be willing to do, since you feel uncomfortable with asking that information.
I gotta say, I got lucky the first time. I delivered so late at night, the intended parents were tired. So I was like, I can watch her for a little bit. So she got to hang out with me because they were just so tired. So that was kind of nice to be able to do that. That doesn't happen all the time, but it was nice to be able to do that.
Right. Absolutely. And so whenever you do get that hour per your contract with the baby, then at that point you can ask your children to come, also to see the baby if they are allowed. I know that this year the flu season was really bad and they weren't letting any children in the hospital. So you'll just have to check to see when you deliver and if that is a policy of the hospitals at that point, if the children can come in and see. But like I said, it may be possible for you to see the baby afterwards, maybe when they're released from the hospital. You can hook up with the intended parents and your kids can see them at that point.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. Hello, everybody. Did you see what we were giving away today? We're giving away this benefit little ball here of some full-size makeup in there. So comment below with, what to expect, what you think you're looking forward to, what, you experienced during delivery. We'd love to hear all that kind of stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so the next one is who gets to be in the delivery room. And if you have a vaginal delivery that's not complicated, there's no pregnancy complications, and it's a normal vaginal delivery, usually they'll allow anybody. You just have to talk with. It's specific to hospitals and the doctors, but most of the time you could have your support person and the intended parents. So it just depends on the hospital that you're delivering at. If you're having a C-section, most hospitals only allow you to have one support person with you. And so that is your choice who you choose to be there. That could either be your spouse, your support person, or the intended parent, but that's your choice. So
correct. Personally, I had a C-section with both of my surrogacies, and as much as I wanted my husband in there, I felt like I wanted to let the intended parents see their baby being born, because that is a very special time. So I had my intended parents, one of them, in the actual delivery room with me in the operating room. So, and they got to see their baby being born. But some women don't feel comfortable with that. I had really good relationships with my intended parents. So it's all in what you want. You're the patient. So, especially with a C-section, because you only get one person, unfortunately. It would be nice if they at least gave you two.
Right.
But most of the time when it comes to a vaginal delivery, I think you get 3 support people, if I can remember. I don't know. That was years ago that I had a vaginal delivery, but.
Right. I think it also depends on the hospital too.
And
then let's see, Lupe talked about the placenta encapsulation, and we will talk about that too.
We will touch on that. Vanessa says, be prepared in case you may have new nurses that are unsure on surrogate journeys. Some of the hospitals, I know Mary Birch and Grossmont and some of the ones in San Diego and possibly in LA that, where there are a lot of surrogates, they do a lot of surrogate journeys. So they have seen it, but there are going to be some hospitals where the nurses are a little unsure on what happens and, who's supposed to be there and who's not supposed to be there and, whose baby it is. So, there's all those things. So, Vanessa says that it happened to her and they were new and didn't know what to do with the baby, they would let me be with her, even though that is what the IPs requested, so she wouldn't get lost. So, obviously every hospital is different. So that may be something that you want to talk with your doctor about and just see if that's something that is going to come up during the delivery.
Awesome.
Okay. So another question we often get asked is, where do the IPs stay with the baby after the delivery? So there is an option for the intended parents to rent a hospital room after the baby's born, and they can stay in there for 24 hours until the baby gets released. So sometimes it may be a little bit longer than 24 hours, but the intended parents cannot book these rooms until the actual day of delivery. So if this is something that comes up, your intended parents may ask you, this could be some good information for you to tell them. So they can stay at the hospital. It's kind of like renting a hotel room, and they rent that the day of delivery. So that's something that they'll need to bring up to the hospital once they get there. Many IPs also, if they're coming in from out of state or out of the country, have already booked hotels or Airbnbs that they will go to once the baby is released from the hospital for them to stay at. And a lot of times this is planned in advance, unless you have obviously a early labor or early delivery, then they would obviously get that done once they got here. There are intended parents that are local to where you are delivering, and obviously they would be just going home after the baby would be released from the hospital. So in certain cases, there will be intended parents, which this does not happen often at all, that they will leave the baby in the nursery. But this is becoming a lot more uncommon, because a lot of the hospitals now are doing away with the well baby nurseries, because most babies aren't in there. They're in with the parents. So yeah, that's kind of exactly what happens. But I would say most of the intended parents that come in from out of the country or out of the state are going to stay with the baby in the hospital until the baby is discharged. If the baby is in the NICU, then they obviously will leave and come back. But most of the time they're going to stay there with the baby.
Ashley said that her first journey, she got to spend almost a full day with the baby because they weren't there yet. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes your intended parents aren't here, so they just stay in the hospital. Sometimes if you do deliver early, they'll be on their way, or and they do their best to plan ahead to be here. But there are times when things kind of just baby has a different plan and wants to either show up early, or maybe they're just intended parents are running late. But so there have been times where a surrogate's intended parents haven't been there, but that's where the hospital steps in and they take care of the baby until. Right.
And I know, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I know our case managers also tell the parents to get here or try to plan on being here if they're not local about 4 weeks before. Right. And that's just for them to plan ahead, because obviously babies have their own timing and we don't know when they're going to come. So especially if somebody is coming from out of the country, we always strongly suggest that they get here a few weeks before so that everything can be set in place. They have somewhere to stay, and then they're ready for when baby comes. But like in Ashley's case, she delivered the baby before the intended parents got here. So every case is going to be a little bit different. We're just kind of giving you like a broad spectrum of how things are going to work if, intended parents are there and you deliver the baby. I know Manoush, she commented on here and said, my intended parent is a male. Can I choose not to? And in regards, she's talking about in the delivery room. And absolutely. So if there's something that you don't feel comfortable with, then that is your choice to have them in the room or not have them in the room. I mean, they could be standing right outside the room. A lot of times the room has the curtain that'll cover, from when you walk in until you're actually in the room, and they could stand there and obviously come in once everything is done. But what?
Heather said that her intended parents will be here on Friday because she's going to be 39 weeks. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. That went so fast.
Didn't it go
for
fast?
Me anyway.
Awesome. Good luck to you guys. That's exciting.
Yeah. It's awesome.
So another thing that comes up is, how am I going to feel after delivery? And this, your body goes through so much, 10 long months of being pregnant. And most of the time, the main feeling you're feeling is happiness, because you're doing something so amazing, and you can't wait for the intended parents to be able to see their baby. But your hormones do take over, and postpartum depression can happen. So those are the times when you reach out to your agency, your support staff, your doctor, a psychologist if you need it. Especially for your first time, you don't always know what to expect, but you know that you're going to be happy for your intended parents. But our hormones can take over. So it's definitely best to reach out to support and or a doctor if you feel that you need it. But no, we can't help you unless you let us know. So, but
right.
Prepare for the worst. But know that what you're doing is amazing. So by knowing that what you're doing to help somebody, helps kind of make those feelings a lot better. And the other thing is, how you come home and, you just deliver, but you don't have a baby, but you still look pregnant, that kind of thing. There's things that you can do to help yourself after you deliver. First, give yourself a break, because you did spend 10 months, having, making a baby and helping this couple out. So definitely first things first. Give yourself time and to know that, what you did is amazing. Your body will take time to recover as it did on its own with your own children. In the meantime, though, you can be doing things to help yourself feel better. So self-care. You can go after you deliver, go get yourself a pedicure, go get yourself a mani or a massage or facial. Just do something nice for you as a gift to yourself after you did it. You can wear clothes that make you feel good after you deliver, something that's comfortable for you after you deliver, but that makes you feel good about yourself.
Because we all know we don't want to be in maternity clothes like any longer than we have to be at that point.
No,
we're like over the maternity clothes. They've been worn like so much, and we're just kind of done with that. So
exactly. And also you don't want anything too tight, but you also want to feel good about yourself. So, if it means, go buy something for yourself, just remember that you did an amazing thing, and, you're doing this, to make yourself feel better. So you could also start, a healthy diet. You could eat fruits and vegetables. You could, once you're cleared from a doctor, you can begin an exercise routine. And even in the beginning, if you wanted to take a walk, getting outside and getting fresh air and sun is always good for the brain, for your soul. Even just getting outside within your first 6 to 8 weeks after you deliver and just go for a very gentle walk, you could get some outside time. And then once your doctor clears you, you can do some, exercise routine or go to the gym, all those things that are going to make you feel better about yourself.
Right.
And then definitely talking with other surrogates that are going through, that have delivered, that are, going through the same thing, to know, one, that you're not alone in the feelings that you're feeling, and then two, just to, have that bonding with other surrogates.
Yes.
So.
Yes, absolutely. Anything just to get back to normal,
right?
Or as normal as we possibly can. So, I just want to touch on something real quick because Kayla, she commented on here and she said that after her surrogate baby was delivered, she was on her way to the room. One of the nurses was very adamant about the baby and mom not being in my room. Even though I had already said I was fine with the baby and mom being in my room, she was going off of the rules that were stated in the booklet. She was doing her best to follow the rules, even though I was totally fine with them being there. So, right, this is just something that's come up. So there are certain things that come up. Obviously, there are going to be some surrogates that just do not want the baby and the parents being in the room with them after, they have delivered, and the baby being in there because afraid of them being connected to the baby, obviously. But if that's something that you and your intended parents work out and you say, or if they say there's no rooms available at the hospital and you're like, oh, it's fine, just come stay, in my room for a little while, that's no problem, then that's just something that you'll want to let the nurses know that it was an agreement between the two of you and it's fine. It's not just the intended parents telling you that they're staying in your room. So. Right. I can understand where the nurses are coming with that, but obviously you're the patient and you can let them know that everything is fine.
Heather said jogger pants for the win. Just got mine for after delivery. Jogging pants are comfortable. And
I saw her post with those.
And then Kayla said she started today eating better, and tomorrow she's walking again. That's good. That's very good.
It is. I feel like sometimes too, you know, especially those last like 2 months of pregnancy when we're like huge and we probably don't cook as much and all of those things, and we're eating out more and, you know, diving into our cravings probably a little bit more. It's like as soon as you deliver, it's just like, okay, let's get back to basic. Let's start eating healthy again because I'm starting to feel good. And then obviously once you get that clearance from the doctor to start working out, it's like, hallelujah, you know, it's like finally I can do something here.
Is, you know, also too, like what to like expecting after delivery, like one of the things, I know, especially for me, in the tail end of a pregnancy, it gets to a point where I can't sleep. So I start looking forward to being able to sleep, you know, after delivery, a full night's sleep where, you know, I'm not getting up in the middle of the night and going to the bathroom. So there's different things I look forward to, eventually sleeping on my stomach again, and the just small victories of, you know, once I'm done.
Yes. Okay. So the last question we get asked about, and this is something that I feel very strongly about, and I know that Lupe had a question about this as well, is the placenta encapsulation. And this is going to take place after delivery, but this is something that I would look into before you deliver. So even if you're in your first trimester or your second trimester, and this is something you're thinking about doing, I would look into it now and talk to the placenta specialist. And I have the info. I know Shelly has the info. So if you guys are interested and you are located in the San Diego area, we can help you with that. I believe that Courtney, who does our placenta, she's our placenta specialist. I want to say she knows people that also work in other areas. So she may be able to refer you to somebody, but this is something that is also going to make you feel so much better after delivery. It's going to put all those nutrients, all those hormones back in your body. So you're not like a roller coaster. And it gave me so much energy to the point where I didn't even drink coffee with it because I was like totally crazy. But it's just nice to like put everything back in our body. Our bodies obviously get depleted when we deliver, and also helps with your milk production, and obviously any type of postpartum depression it will help with. So if that's something that you've struggled with in the past, I would definitely look into doing that. Being that it does put those hormones back in our body, it kind of levels it out a little bit more. Like I said, you don't get that kind of roller coastery feeling of your emotions being all crazy and out of whack.
Right.
I mean, they still will be a little bit different, but it won't be as high as it would if you didn't do it. So I would look into it. Like I said, I have the contact information. I know Shelly does as well. So reach out to us if you would like that information and to find out some more info. You can also Google placenta encapsulation. There's lots of info on it online of, you know, how it makes other women feel and what it helps with. So everyone gets a different reaction from it. Like I didn't get a crazy milk, like up in my milk production, but I never had issues with my milk production before. So that wasn't something that I was actually looking for. I was more of looking for just give me the energy and get my hormones regulated so that I can, you know, live my life again.
Right.
So
Julie said, what happens after delivery? A lot of people ask her, how do you feel? Do you miss the baby? And they make a sad face. Like you should feel bad. And I answered, I feel amazing. I just gave someone the best gift in the world, and that's parenthood. And that's, you know, I do get that a lot too. How do you feel? Are you doing okay? And, you know, knowing that you did something so amazing for somebody is, you know, like a natural high. It helps you do, like your body's doing the best it can hormonally. But I have had people say, you know, how do you feel? You know, are you doing okay? And yes, because I just did something amazing. So thank you, Julie, for reminding us that. It's awesome.
Yes. And we prepare ourselves for 10 months for this. And not only that, we prepare ourselves before we do this. We're making this decision to go into this to help a family. And I feel like the same people that say those things like, oh, are you sad? How are you feeling? Are the same people that think that we just gave up our own baby. So there's a little disconnect in the fact of what people actually think of surrogacy. It makes me think of those, I don't know if you've ever seen those memes or those posters that they post on Facebook and say you're an accountant, and it's like, what people think I do. And then it's like all these different things. And it's like what I actually do. Right. It's like, that would be surrogacy. We'd have all these pictures of what people think we do, you know, and then it'd be like what we actually do. And that's like the greatest thing, and us handing the baby over to the parents because it's their baby.
Right.
So yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. Also, we have another note just to kind of add. If your delivery is coming up, I would just double check with your intended parents, because this is a lot of times intended parents' first baby and they don't really know what to expect. And not only are we here to give them, you know, help them have their baby, but also just to kind of help them if they have any questions or concerns when it comes to actually, what do I do with the baby afterwards, and getting ready for baby and things like that. So I would suggest maybe asking your intended parents, just in like a nonchalant, just, you know, when you're talking with them, you know, oh, are you guys ready for the baby? You know, do you have everything you need for the baby, such as like blankets and bottles and formula, if they're doing that, or, you know, wipes and, you know, just basic necessities, a car seat that they're going to need for once the baby is here, because you know, a lot of times the baby's only in the hospital for 24 hours and then they're released home or wherever their home is at that point to take care of the baby. So you may just want to check in with them just to see, and maybe just offer a little bit of advice like, oh, I thought, you know, this was a really great thing for when my kids came home, or this is, oh, I love this product. You should get this product. It's really good. So just maybe check in if your delivery is coming up just to see. And then that way they might feel more comfortable because you're offering that information to them, and they might reach out and ask you more questions about, you know, what they could get.
Some other countries are different too. Like, you know, they might not require the same things as us, so they maybe don't know that, like, you have to have a car seat when you leave the hospital.
Right.
You cannot leave without
Absolutely.
a car seat. So letting them think, they might not know all of the rules or regulations here. So you could let them know minimum, you know, you need a car seat to bring baby home. So those kind of things that like they might not be aware of if they're not local.
Right.
And then Holly said she also answers the intended parents' email. So if they have additional information, they definitely put them in touch with Holly so she can, you know, answer all their questions, your intended parents' questions. Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay. Are we ready to give away a prize?
Oh, that's another thing real quick. Missy commented that her IPs are taking the class at the hospital. And that's another thing you can ask your intended parents, or let them know, hey, just so you know that there are, you know, newborn classes that they can take at the hospital, or, you know, preparation classes at the hospital to get ready for a baby. It may not be like an actual Lamaze class because they won't need that, but actual like what to expect kind of class with the baby at the hospital. And most hospitals offer those. So if they are here early, then, or if they're local, then they could take those classes. So thanks for bringing that up, Missy. I totally forgot about that.
That is great. They have a lot of great classes. I took my daughter to, like a big sister class, you know, or a big brother class, like a, you know, sibling class. Definitely contact your hospital and find out what they have, because they've got a great amount of information that they want to, you know, educate you on. So awesome.
Totally.
Okay. Wow. Thank you all for joining us today, and all your comments. It's so awesome. We love hearing it. It gives us, you know, all kinds of information that we're, you know, can help us prepare for after we deliver. So are we ready?
And if there are other questions that we did not cover, like I mentioned earlier, please reach out, give us a call, shoot us an email, whatever you need. We're here to help you and to make sure you understand what to expect.
Right. Okay. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. I'm not looking. Okay, here's our winner right here. Our winner is Missy Henry.
Yay, Missy!
You are getting this
Congrats.
benefit ball. Woohoo! Exciting. Congratulations. Thank you all for your comments. We definitely appreciate all the feedback. So thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you for always joining us here on Tuesdays. at 10 a.m. Pacific time for our live video. We're always wanting to come to you guys and give you some feedback and some questions and all the information you need about surrogacy and pregnancy and delivery. So if you ever need anything, please give us a call. It's 619-397-0757. Kim over here is 129. I'm 126. Don't forget to also check us out on our website, surrogatealternatives.com, and check out our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and check out the podcast that we do. So we will look forward to seeing you here again next week, and we hope you have a wonderful beginning of your May. Take care.
May.
See you soon.
I couldn't help myself.
Bye, Kim.
Bye, Rebecca.
Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning.